Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome again to Ron's Opinion Don't Matter. Having a blessed, wonderful, beautiful day. Hopefully, all is well with y'all. As y'all come in, please do a brother favor. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Show a brother a little bit of love. Oh, man. Give me 1 second, y'all. Trying to get myself situated here. Went to go get me some Wosa. And then forgot. And I had to run back and get it real fast. But it's all good. Hopefully y'all having a blessed, wonderful day. Welcome to the Sunday show. Don't really have a specific title, of course. But I'm wondering, did anybody see the short that I put out, which Obama and his wife was on his wife's podcast or whatever, the Obamas, and that silly stuff that he said about everyone. Y'all gotta go look at the short. Y'all gotta look at the video because he was talking about his professor being gay. He said that everybody should have somebody. What's up, Christopher? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome, man. Welcome, man. He said that everybody should have somebody like that in their life, raising them or something like that. But first of all, I don't knock with how somebody was raised, to some extent, and it is what it is. But here's the thing about that is, if you're gonna have and try to make it a point to say that someone should need that type of person in life, that's confusing. Because here's the thing: say what you want to say. That lifestyle doesn't produce offspring. What's up, Jay? What's going on, brother? How you doing? God bless you. God bless you. As much as we don't, people don't want to talk about it, that lifestyle does not produce offspring, children. So, you can endorse it. What's up, Dover Dogs? How you doing? What's going on, brother? How you doing? How you feeling? How you feeling? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Please do me a favor, hit that like button. But yeah, so I'm listening to this, and his recommendation. Listen, I don't care about how somebody was actually raised. That's their business. I don't know whatever case may be. But out of all the masculine things you could have possibly said out of your mouth, you chose to choose that as the subject. Like, real talk. Like, here's the thing. I was raised in a 2-parent household. And listen, I know that we can't always predict how we're going to be raised. Like, who's going to raise us? I mean, some of us are raised by single parent. Some of us are adopted. Some of us are raised by different elements of, by different situations. Depending on, a lot of times we don't get to pick who and what raises us when we get raised. I was raised in a 2-parent household. What's up, Mike in the building? Mike Sports Bob Ballin. What's up, brother? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Please hit that licky like button. I appreciate it very, very much. I was raised in a 2-parent household, but I can tell you right now that my parents wasn't perfect. And as I got older, my standard of parenting, honestly, I started having more understanding of, like, we have these expectations of what we think our parents should be doing and stuff like that. And then as I started really looking back, I started realizing that I had better opportunity than my parents did. So it kind of lightened my I was a bit stubborn and arrogant a little to some extent because I expected my parents to be all of this, not realizing that when I started looking at the way things really are and structured wise and stuff like that, they were met with a lot more obstacles than I were met with. I think it was a lot easier for me to produce and provide and try to make money or whatever case may be than my parents. The opportunities were less. Now, as we look at this generation now, they have more opportunity than we had in our generation to actually make a living and stuff like that. But when you start talking about masculinity as a man, like, there's some attributes as a man that, regardless of how people feel about it, they're not going to understand it. And here's my point to that. Unless you got a penis, you're not going to understand what it is to have a penis. That's the way I put it. There's no way you're going to understand that. You can talk all you want to talk. There's no way you're going to know what it is to have a penis. Just like I would never know what it's like to have a monthly menstrual. Those are exclusive to to women and exclusive to men. It's just exclusive. So that is my point. And so when you start talking about how somebody raised, my father was a tough dude. He wasn't a big dude, but he was a tough dude. He worked like whenever he was actually working. Because there was moments where he wasn't. I mean, I don't know why. I can't, maybe there was no work at the time, whatever case may be, people getting laid off. Stuff happens. I get it. I've lived life. I've been on jobs. I've seen jobs shut down. I've seen jobs open up. I've seen opportunity go away. I've seen jobs come back. But just out of all the things that you can sit up there and say, when it comes to being a man, you're going to encourage them to go to somebody who don't want to be a man. They should go get to someone and get advice from somebody that don't want to be a man. That don't want to be. Like, you're not making sense. It's one thing to say, okay, you may have somebody like that in your life, and that's cool. That's cool. But to suggest that this would be better than having a man's man, you're off. I'm sorry, you're off. You're way off. You're off. Because here's the thing. They're not going to try to teach you the way a man should be if they're trying not everything in their ability to try not to be a man. They're not trying to be. They're not trying to be a man. Whoever that person is already decided at some point in their life they don't want to be a man. They don't want to be the sex that they was born as. Right? So all they're going to do is encourage you to do what? You know what I'm saying? They just going to encourage. It's like, it's like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, man, maybe it's me. I don't know. But I just felt like as an opportunity, you on your wife's podcast, you got a wife. Well, some say she ain't what she say she is, but whatever it is, I mean, it is what it is. Whether you call her Michelle Obama or Big Mike, I don't know, one of the others. But my point is that you chose that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do they act like these? And this is what puzzles me. Why do they act like teaching a young man how to pick up a drill and build and make something is something wrong with that? Like, why is it that they act like all of these is, it's easy for y'all to talk that stuff when y'all talking, but what about when it's out there and they in 100-degree weather, sweating like a dog, laying down hot tar on their roof, on a slanted roof in a dangerous situation, putting up rooms? Like, they don't want to teach. Why do they act like that's a problem? I don't get it. They never encourage men to do things that men would typically do. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, why is it that, gutting out a bathroom and framing it out, or gutting out a kitchen and framing it out and putting in a whole new kitchen, or roughing it, digging it underground and running all these plumbing and sewage systems and stuff like that? They keep trying to talk to men like something. Y'all don't see women trying to do these jobs. So instead of, and while you on that platform encouraging men to do stuff that we really need men to do, you go to soft and sissy approach. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. I'm just saying. I don't care what you do with your life personally, sexually. That's your business. But I just was like, wow. Out of all the things as a former president of the United States, but then it all makes sense of when he was in office, why he was so adamant about pushing the LGBTQ community, or whatever you call it, the alphabet community. Now it makes even more sense of why he was so adamant about pushing it. Right. And I agree with you, Chis, for real. They're trying to feminize men. And I remember somebody was talking to me, and this was a while back, and they said that and they made the statement of, men should be more. I think men should be more. They were talking about their own son or their child, and they was talking about how their child, they was hoping they want their son to be more feminine or something, not feminine, but they use another terminology, but get in touch with his feelings and stuff like that. I turned around to the person and I was like, why would you want that for somebody else's daughter, but you wouldn't want that for yourself? And they was like, what do you mean? I said, if you had a man and some other dude came along and was about to beat your head in, and he sat there and he just cried about it and didn't do anything about it because he's in touch with his emotions, you would be okay with that. You would never respect that man again. So why would you want a razor boy to do the same thing to another girl? You wouldn't want it for yourself. And it was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. They were like, yeah, I get it. I'm not homophobic, Donald, because I'm not afraid of gay people. Homophobic means you're afraid of somebody, right? Means you have a fear. So I'm not afraid of nobody. I'm not afraid of people because of their sexuality. Hey, top to bottoms, hair and skincare. God bless you. Welcome in. Donald, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. No, I'm not. So when you say somebody's homophobic, that means they're afraid of somebody. I'm not afraid of. So what's your point? Because I speak in my mind. That's not homophobic. Because all of y'all liberals have that same talking point. You're always trying to call people names and say they're homophobic because they speak their mind. I think that you homophobic. I mean, I think you're heterophobic, meaning you're afraid of men. See how that works? He might be. So you saying Trump is a pedophile? How you know? How you know Trump is a pedophile? He touched you? Did Trump touch you when you was a kid? Did Trump touch you when you was a kid, Donald? I want to know. Tell me. Did he violate you? I mean, I want to know how you know, since you said it. Did he violate you? I'm just saying. I mean, to call people names, you got to know. You got to know. I mean, you brought it up. I didn't bring it up. I wasn't talking about Trump. I was talking about the other one, the one that, keep trying to, the one that said it was okay to women to go into men's sports. So you okay with women? You okay with men going into women's sports is what you're saying, and men going into women's bathroom because they want to pretend to be something that they're not. So what you saying, Donald, is you're okay with that. You okay with that. Even though we know your name isn't Donald, but you okay with men going into women's sports. So because you said you had a daughter. So if your daughter goes into the bathroom and another grown behind man goes into the female's bathroom with your daughter, you as a father just going to sit back and say you cool with that. You're right, though, with dogs. If you keep the men in there, they'll win every game. They'll win every game. Women would never be able to play sports if we put men in all sports, because they would just get slaughtered every single time. Some people want to play in fake land. I play in I'm in reality with that. If women was able to play in the same sports with all the same sports as men, we would not be having this conversation. It would have started out that way in the beginning when it would have started, and we wouldn't even be talking about it. It would already be taking place. There's a reason why they separated the two. Call me what you want, Donald. Call me what you want. Here's the thing. You here, but you ain't criticizing Obama for allowing men to go into women's bathroom. And he said that he was going to pull funding from the schools for doing it. So you sitting there talking about Trump, who stopped it, but you're not talking about Obama, who pushed it. He the one that pushed all that stuff on everybody, tried to push it on everybody. But you talking about Trump, who stopped it. Yeah, you make sense. I know you hate Trump, which has some your business. You have every right to, whatever way you feel about it. But you telling me that you okay, again, with women, a woman going into the bathroom with your daughter. You ain't going to do nothing about it as a father. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if it was my daughter and I see something like that going in the bathroom with my daughter, oh, you're going to hear about it. And I make no apologies for that. I make no apologies for that. Bro, please come up with something else. And that's my point. You always making a whole lot of. So you telling me again? I'm gonna go back to what I said, Donald. Why you not talking about Obama? See, you a coward, and I'm telling you, you are a coward because you keep talking about Trump, but you won't talk about Obama. I don't care. You're afraid to talk about your Democrat liberal pedophiles because they all are, because they the ones pushing this stuff. They the real ones. They already proved it by all of the stuff that they did. But you're afraid of them. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. They pay you. They pay you to go to YouTube channels like mine to do what you're doing. I forgot about that part. Yeah. My thing is this. He's talking about, I guarantee you that he's okay. He will not say that about Obama because he's afraid that they're going to attack him. Because that's what they do. That's what liberals do when they get mad and they say something. They attack the person, but they're not because they don't have no controls over their emotions. But for somebody like me who's telling the truth, Obama did all of that. And Trump is undoing it. But they don't say nothing about Obama. They all trying to protect him. But I don't care. Because him and the rest of those Democrats is the reason why my community is in bad shape. Because they voted for these fools. So all he's doing is coming to him proving exactly what I be talking about. Every single time he comes, he proves what I'm talking about. Because those type of people are okay with pedophiles going into the bathroom, and they made no stance against it. None of them. But they're trying to say Trump is, but Trump is the one who signed the executive order and then got it passed through Congress. And that's no longer, there's only two genders, male and female. But they can't get off it because he got that Trump deranged syndrome like a lot of them do. My thing is this. I'm not here to defend Trump. Trump got to defend himself. If he caught doing something like that, then he need to sit up in jail like anybody else. I don't care. But yeah, Obama was, he literally, I'm going to tell you how bad Obama was with it. He was trying to force that stuff on Africa. And Africa was like, no, we ain't doing that. Obama tried to force it. And then Kamala Harris went over to Africa and tried to do the same thing. And they was like, we're not doing that. And they said, no, we ain't doing that. And none of these liberals and none of these Democrats ever stand against that because they don't realize this. And like I say to everybody that says that stuff, it's demonic. It's demonic. Why is it demonic? Because you cannot, listen, you know that these people like Donald right here and all the other ones, they hate humanity. Every last one of them that preach and talk that stuff hate humanity. They want to end humanity. Because if every man was only sleeping with men, there will be no children. You have to hate humanity to be that way. If every woman was sleeping with only women, there'll be no future. This is why they're promoting that type of lifestyle, because they hate humanity. They don't want life to continue on. That's why they talk about it. They try to make it virtual signaling, but the reality of it is they hate humanity. They want to destroy humanity. That's why they want to participate in that type of sexual behavior, because they don't want to produce no more children. to the point where they're willing to take other people's children and indoctrinate them with the same message to guarantee that there will be no more children left and that will end humanity. Tell me I'm wrong. I'll wait. I give you 20 seconds. Call me what you want. I'm never going to apologize for that. Tell me when I'm wrong at. Like I said, they hate humanity. To be that way, you have to hate humanity. You want to end humanity because you made a decision that you do not want to participate in the reproduction process that was automatically given to you. So you want to destroy humanity because that's all that's going to do. That's all that's going to do is end humanity. If that keeps festering and keeps growing, it's going to end humanity. You don't want to accept the pedophile. You like Obama. They all act like they don't know what the difference between a woman and a man until something happens where they have to actually identify as one. Because my thing is this, does Obama really believe that he is? Why didn't he just get up there and say he was the first woman president? Why they had to try to get Kamala Harris to say she was the first woman president? Why didn't he just identify as a woman? He's trying to get everybody else to do it. Why didn't he just identify as a woman and say he's the first woman president? Since it don't make a difference. What's up, Out the Pit? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in, welcome in. And just for those that's on this live, please check out the Pitts podcast. Please check out Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. Please check out my brother's Jay's channel. Please check them out, Dover Dogs with the ABA. Check out their channel if you haven't. Please like and subscribe to their channels. Follow them and support their channel. There is a point where Out the Pit, I did an interview with him. Matter of fact, y'all should go check out the interview that he did with Jay before you even get to that part. On Out the Pit podcast. Check out the interview. If you haven't already, please check out the interview that he did with Jay. I think it was 2 parts to it. And there is a continuance of it too. But y'all should check that out. Definitely check that out. Where he it was very, very interesting. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. He when I was listening to the especially the second part of it, he was Jay been through a lot, and I think for some people out there, it will help them a lot to understand, to kind of get his perspective. Because I think when you see somebody that go through stuff as hard as he went through, and you still choose not to give up on life, that says a lot about you, and that's real talk. It says a lot about you. When you go and when I say, I'm telling y'all that, I kept trying to watch the video, but I had to get to a point where it was just me and no interruptions. And I really got a chance to sit down and actually listen to the story, what he went through, stuff he dealt with. And it was heartbreaking, but at the same time, it was encouraging, man, because for somebody to have a story, and I don't want to give up a whole lot. I really want y'all to go watch the video. That's why I'm not getting into a lot of the details. But I really encourage y'all to go follow Out the Pitts podcast. Go watch the video the interviews that he did with Jay, and please pay attention and just watch it. Get an empty space where you're not interfered by anybody, and watch the video from front to back and listen to his story. When I say y'all gonna be like, wow, believe me when I tell y'all gonna be like, wow. That's all I gotta tell you. Y'all gonna be like, wow. I don't want to tell a whole lot because it's like a good movie that you wish never happened, but it's like a good movie and you don't want to tell the story. I really encourage y'all to just go watch the video from front to back and really get a good take on the story. And I think that it was a very well done interview. I like how they put it together, whatever case may be. But Jay was very, very, very transparent. And I encourage y'all that, like, real talk. I think y'all should go watch both videos, the first one and the second part. And I know it had it continuous when the video went out. It was to be continued. So I know I guess they're going to be doing another series to that. But I'm telling y'all should go watch that video. Like the first one and the second one, y'all really should go watch them. And that's real talk. He's still not making sense. I support the Constitution, but that's why I hate Trump. Trump is one of the first presidents that restored a lot of the Second Amendment rights, unlike all the other ones that was trying to take them away. So how does that make sense? If anything, you'd be a supporter of Trump as opposed to against him. Real talk. Yeah, it is. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I laugh, and I'm gonna continue to laugh. It is what it is. But man, it's like I said, it's a blessing to see everybody in the house, everybody in the building. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it very, 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 very much. But you know, the other thing I want to tell y'all is that top to bottom hair and skincare, because I want to forget this. I haven't actually got a chance to check, but is your body wash up on your website already? Because I have every intention of going in and buying my stuff today because I want to get before y'all sell out. I want to get my stuff before y'all sell out. Because there was a few people in here talking about they want that body wash, and I want mine first. Okay, cool. That way I know when I get off this live, I can go and y'all ain't gonna be buying up all the body washes. I'm gonna get mine because I want both. I know y'all made two. I want both, one of each at least. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna get my body wash. So for those that's on this live, for everybody, because we was all crying, we want body wash. We want body wash. We was all like, we want body wash. We want body wash. So for those that are yeah, Donna, we off the subject, man. Again, my channel ain't all about Trump, but I had to give. I know you got Trump deranged syndrome, so I try to give you a little bit of stuff, a little bit of energy, man. I don't want you to feel like I'm ignoring you and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Dover Dog said, "Hey, yeah, I'm good with that too. I'm good with the deodorant too. Oh, look at that. See that? The deodorant's coming too. Deodorant's coming too. But yeah, I wanted to know that part because I'm definitely some point when I get off this live, I'll be ordering my my body wash and a couple other things because I'm out. One of the other things is I'm out of I'm actually out of it, so I gotta get some more. But for those that are on this live, like I said, check out Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare Store. As you can see, we was all trying to get our, we all was screaming for body wash, and we finally got our body wash. We finally got our body wash. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to bring out that point. But the other thing is that for those that are on this live, okay, cool. For those that are on this live, I want y'all to really, really pay attention to this part too, is because I know some of y'all do invest in the stock market. Now, of course, y'all know I talk dividends. That's usually where I invest at and stuff like that. But I don't know where the Feds are going to go with this one. This is really like we don't know where the Feds are going to go with this because I know they get ready to talk about interest rates and stuff like that. And I'm just so y'all know, I was laying the ground for this, and I'm hoping they lower. Like honestly speaking, I'm hoping they lower them. In the beginning, I did not agree with Trump, and I said and I emphasized that I did not agree with Trump when it came to earlier when he was talking about lowering interest rates. I wasn't with it. I totally did not agree with Trump. I was 100% with Powell on that one because I'm like, I know what you're doing and I see where it's going, but I think it's a little too soon to try to jump the gun on that one. So I had to disagree with that part. But at this point, with knowing what all the effects that it had and seeing that we actually had almost, I think it was like $27 billion in a surplus in the trade deficit So I see that it's not having a major effect on everything, which I didn't think it would anyway, because again, only the government, enlarging government, causes inflation. When the government start wasting and spending and spending and spending and spending and doing all this extra, that's when you start to run into problems. But the other thing is we're going in. Well, technically we already in it, but it's going to start to be a lot more. We're in earnings season where companies are going to start. A lot of the companies, not all, but a lot of them are going to start announcing their earnings. These type of moments is going to have effect on the stock market. Doesn't sometimes it'll go up and sometimes it'll go extremely far down depending on what they hear or what happens. So I would, for me, I've been laying a little bit of cash away, putting some stuff away, hoping for if I get a moment. Like right now, I don't know if anybody got any money invested in crypto. Crypto is running crazy right now. I mean, it's not at no record highs, nothing like that, but crypto is running a little bit crazy. Crypto is running a little bit crazy right now. It is like I said, I have some money like my some of my other teams, they are I always say teams because I don't want to point out people, but they're actually a lot heavier in crypto than I am. But one thing we have considered doing when we do is that we are diversified. All of us, we all diversify. We make it a habit to diversify our accounts and make sure we share information and share knowledge of experience of what it is like that. And it doesn't mean that we give each other advice to the point where we say, oh, you should do this, you should do that. It's just that we throw stuff back and forth at each other to maximize our opportunity to be able to build our personal wealth. I mean, so for those that may have invested in crypto right now and it's running, I've had some crypto. I actually got rid of some of it because I was up a decent amount of money. I said, I'm going to cut off the top of that, some of that, take some profit, and I'm going to just sit it there and let it sit and chill. And if we get a moment, which I think we will at some point, I have to be patient about this part, is that if we get a moment where crypto crashes really, really, really hard, then I'll start buying back in for the next round, because I noticed that crypto kind of runs in cycles. A lot of people can't stomach waiting months and months and months for something to happen, but that looks like what it happens a lot of times. And then all of a sudden you get this bull run, and then and then people say, oh, and they'll just start selling off and taking profit. So I probably did it a little bit sooner than I probably should, but it is what it is. I try to practice patience with this and consistency, and I just fell back. I took some money out, let it sit there, and if it hard falls, and it'll be another round of buying for me as it relates to cryptocurrency. As far as dividend stocks go, I'm watching UPS, and I don't know if y'all seen UPS, and there's a whole lot of controversy right now. And they laying off 20,000 people. Supposedly, they offering people buyouts and all this other stuff surrounding it about UPS. And I've been buying UPS more. I had some already, and I'm in the red. Like I'm in the red a decent amount of money, but I'm going to up my game because in my opinion, this is not a financial advice and nothing like that, because I know I'm not a financial advisor. But just in my opinion with UPS is that when a company, in my opinion, goes through somewhat of a restructuring when it comes to profits, I'm going to keep buying, because if what they're doing plays out right, I'm probably going to see some good money. They might even cut their dividend payout at some point, but it's cool. It's cool with me. I mean, sometimes you got to be able to ride out the hard times and appreciate the good times. So for me, I'm not selling anything I have in UPS. I'm going to hold on to it. As I see it falls, I'm probably going to buy it and buy it more and up the game, and then just increase my position as much as I can. I mean, and, sticking to my plan of, I'm a broke man. I'm broke. So that's why I say I do broke. What I call what I do broke man investing, but I'm going to stick to it. The stock market as a whole, to me, is up too high. I ain't gonna say too high, but it's up. So what I do is, and for people that don't know, what I'm doing right now is slowing down. I slow down dramatically what I invest. Why? Because I don't want to buy nothing that's high. Even some stuff that I may have in the red, it's not down enough that I would increase my position. For some reason, I feel like UPS is a different scenario in that. But overall, UPS and maybe a few others I'm looking at, I might buy into a little bit more as I see. But the stock market is me as a whole. So like that's why it is probably best to stack up some cash. For me, I'm gonna just stack up as much money as I can and wait for a moment. Because one thing people don't understand, and even when it relates to politics or whatever, all we need Trump to do is say something crazy. That's it. Powell, the feds, or Trump, or somebody say something that Wall Street don't like and it don't sound good. They're not happy with it, and they get a sell-off. And I'll be waiting for those moments. And if it happens, I'll be able to increase my positions to some extent. But we're gonna need that. And the last time Trump said it was the best time to buy, and for those that took advantage of that moment and listened and actually did it, they right now they looking good, pretty good. It doesn't matter. Even if you only had $1, I guarantee you that if you had $1 then and you bought something with that dollar is probably about $1.50, $2, whatever. But that's more than what you put in. That's my whole point. I don't despise small beginnings. I don't look at it like I don't look at people because they may have more or a little less than I have or more than what I have. I don't look at it that way. I feel like, my hope is that people take advantage of any opportunity to better themselves, especially if you're in this country and you're American. Regardless of whether I agree with you or disagree with you, I want to see America do well, and I want to see America do great. I've always been sick of watching all of these other countries take full advantage of everything that America doing and watching American citizens busting their behind, working their behind off, and barely making it. And I don't think anyone should be okay with that. It's like, if you're a good parent and you see your kid busting their behind and trying to do this and trying to do that, you will want the best for them. And this is our country. America is our country. We are, those that live here, we are all here. And no matter what way you look at it, we got to deal with our country. And no one should ever let nobody come into your country and strip your country of all its resources and then run back to their country and do it illegally and just take over and like as if y'all and for the last years before right now, none of these other politicians cared, and they not even stopped. They doubling down on it. A lot of these politicians that y'all watching, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, New York, Baltimore, Maryland, Chicago, they're more interested in protecting the criminals that came across that border than they are protecting the people that voted them in office. They're more interested in that. And it's sad to say that, but it is. Yes. Stolen Social Security numbers. And they're getting that money off of your tax dollars. And there's no way you can look at what's going on unless you just want to be ignorant and want to be arrogant. That's fine, but there's no way you can look at what's going on right now and not understand how great of a better situation it is for everyday hardworking American citizens. Because it doesn't matter who's doing it in America. What matters is what's being done, the decisions that's being made. That's what matters the most. It don't matter what face is up there. So if you got somebody that's in office and they're saying, look, this is what we want to do. And and I was laughing. That's like my other video. I'm like, y'all talking about he's helping out billionaires. What billionaire punch your clock and work overtime? None. That only working a job and working overtime only affects working citizens. How is that helping billionaires? So you're not making sense. But if Obama got up there and did the same thing, they would have that. They wouldn't be talking that way. If Clinton got up there and did the same thing, they wouldn't be talking that way. They only talk that way is because there is somebody in office that doesn't fit their mold or what they believe or what they want to think. But if you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. And here's the other thing. Billionaires don't punch clocks. But this is a deeper one that I'm going to get into. Billionaires don't punch time clocks. So how is that helping billionaires when it comes to tips and stuff like that? But here's the bigger one that people are not paying attention to, is that I watched the video in California, right? I watched the video in California, and I'm glad you brought that up. since you say you're giving out billionaires, I don't have a problem with them giving out billionaires tax breaks if it's necessary to save this country. But I'm going to get to your point. I watched the immigration go into a landfill that they was growing marijuana at, right? And they collected a bunch of illegal immigrants from there in the field, because that's what Democrats do. They want all of them. That's why every time you hear Democrats talk, this is where you know they're still interested and they want slavery. Well, who's going to pick the oranges? Who's going to pick the grass? Who's going to cut the grass? Who's going to do this? And who's going to work the fields? This is what the Democrat Party keep preaching, because they haven't changed their slavery mentality. Yes, and children. You're right, top to bottom, and children. 17 years old, 16 years old. Now, here's my point to that, is that you know that these people are getting paid next to nothing. The billionaires that run these companies, millionaires that run these companies, they're making large profits. Why? Because they're not paying American wages. They're paying them peanuts to do these jobs, and they're keeping the profits for themselves. So my point to this is that every time Trump and the ICE goes into these type of places and get rid of these illegal immigrants, that's cutting into the billionaires' profits. Why? Because now they're going to be forced to hire American citizens at American wages. So that does not help billionaires. But if you don't want the billionaires to go out of business because you know they're going to have to pay higher payroll, what you do is you cut the taxes for them. But you make sure they hire American citizens while you're doing it. You cut their taxes, you make it lower, but you also make sure that they hire American citizens to do these jobs. See, the thing is, Donald, you're not talking to a dummy. You're talking to somebody that know what they're talking about. I act like I might play dumb sometimes, but this is why you do it. This is the difference between the kings and rulers that y'all be voting for and the people like that, the people that want to be great leaders do. A leader is not going to take everything for themselves. They're going to make sure that they take care of their people. So my point to you, since you want to keep coming here, you want to keep talking about Trump, why all your other, I said right now, y'all complaining about Trump, but he's doing the job for free. I ain't convincing myself. I'm telling y'all the facts. You can take Trump out of the picture and put another person in that space and do the very same thing. You're going to get this very same results. My point, I ain't got to prove nothing. So you keep going to that. You keep going to name call. I'm not going to name call. You keep going to name call. I ain't going to name call. You can take Trump out of the equation and put any face in that equation, and you're going to get the same results. Why? Because it's common sense. That's what it is. It's logical, common sense. That's why it's better to get rid of the illegals and get them up out of here, so that American citizens who were born and raised in this country can have the opportunity to get those jobs, but make sure you're paying them American wages. And if a business needs to survive with that, you cut taxes for the business so that they can pay and afford to pay American wages. That's it. That's why I want them all going. And I make no apologies of it. If you came across that border illegally, if you undocumented and you're not supposed to be here, pack them up, ship them out, get them out of here. Simple as that. And pack them up, ship them up, get them up out of here. I have no apologies for what I say. Because at the end of the day, you do not respect my country enough to come here the right way. You do not appreciate my country enough to come here the right way. If somebody walked in, I use this analogy all the time. You walk in my front door and you don't knock and you don't get permission to come into my home, you're going to be met with something. Preferably one of the two things behind me, because you came in here without permission. All right, so you say the rich get richer under Republicans since Reagan, right? All right, so I want you to go look at the residents of Martha's Vineyard, which is the most richest people in America, and tell me how many of them are Democrats compared to how many of them are Republicans. Just go up to Martha's Vineyard and tell me how many are Democrat and how many are Republicans. And I don't care one way or the other, because I don't care about Republicans no more than I care about Democrats. But here's my point to that. If you build an industry and you got a business and you got wealthy off of it, I have no beef with that. But if you got rich and wealthy off of politics, you a criminal. Whether you're Republican or Democrat. Whether you're a Republican or Democrat, I do not care. If you got wealthy off of politics alone, you are a criminal. Simple as that. You a thief. You stole from American taxpayers. All of them. I don't care if you Democrat or Republican. If you got wealthy off of taxpayers' money, you are a criminal. The only thing a politician should be living off of is what we pay them. That's it. So you cannot justify the Clintons being net worth being $200 million. Obama's being worth $80 million. All of these people, they got millions and millions of dollars. Please. Trump was born into wealth. So what are you talking about? And not that I have to defend him, because I don't, but Trump was born into wealth. So what are you talking about? He just took what his father did and he increased it. Which I think any kid, if you got a father or a parent, or if you got an inheritance, as a kid that has an inheritance from your parents, what you're supposed to do is to take the inheritance that your parents gave you and grow on that. Make it bigger, make it greater. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't care. I don't care. What that got to, if he got it from Saudi, or what they got to do with America? I don't know what you're talking about, but if he got $3 billion from Saudi Arabia, what they got to do with America? Again, so why you never got up here and talked about what's his name? What's that dude's name? Joe Biden's son, when he was going over to all these countries, stealing money from them, getting money from them, and acting like he was offering them and giving them something. So you explain that to me. You keep talking about the Republican, but you never say nothing about your criminal behind Democrats. How do I feel about that, Ben? Send him away. Send him back the way he was. If you was here for 30 years, you had plenty of time to fix it. I'm not trying to be polite about that. I'm not going to sit there and fake it. If you've been here for 30 years and you had a chance to fix that, you should have fixed it. Bro, you really need help, man. That's all I got to tell you. So you still gonna leave? You're gonna leave out the fact that he was stealing money from other countries, but using his father's name to do it. So you're just gonna be okay with that. You're not gonna point that part out. You're gonna try to justify. But okay. I ain't gonna argue with you. No, you can go ahead, man, because you about as silly as they come at this point. You can't. And my thing is this. Y'all see this? Y'all see what this is? Y'all watch what y'all see with him. And listen, I like him. He cool. He all right. But this is what I'm talking about. These are the liberals that I be talking about. I ain't got to listen. Y'all can read all his statements. Y'all see exactly what I be talking about. I ain't got to try to clean this up. Just listen to what he's talking about and tell you. That's why I said he's a paid actor. He's a paid actor. They're paying him to be this stupid. Believe me when I tell you, he got a job to do. We know that they paying him to do what he's doing. I don't know. I told you I don't know. If he's stealing money, he should go to jail or he should be arrested. That's my point. I don't know. It goes back to what I said before. If I'm hanging out with somebody and they got criminal behavior and I don't know about it, until I find out, that's it. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're Democrat. If you did it and you did it through politics, you should be in jail. You're a criminal. That's what I said. Obviously, you're not paying attention to nothing I'm saying. Okay. And what's your point? I can't argue with Trump. Trump already got money. So I don't care. He already got money. I get it as legal slip. They asked me, what's up, Jay? Listen, they asked me how I feel about it personally. And my thing is this: if you've been here for 30 years, and I'm not sympathetic to no, I'm not trying to be unsympathetic. But my point is, you've been here for 30 years, and you know you snuck over here, you did it the wrong way. 30 years, you had plenty of time to fix it. That was the point that I made. You do know that almost 80 million people voted for Trump, right? So you just going to ignore that part? He said nobody likes Trump. Let me see. Nobody likes Trump. I watched China protest, campaign for Trump. I watched 80 million people campaign for Trump. If you go to YouTube or any social media, show me one politician that has got more YouTubers promoting other than Trump. Tell me. You said nobody likes Trump, but yet all of these, and my thing when you start talking about approval rating, his approval rating is actually higher than it was when he probably got elected. And I can use my mother as that because she was happy he stopped men from going into women's sports in bathrooms. She didn't even know that's what he was going to do. That goes to show how much she was paying attention until after he won. She said, "Oh, I can agree with that." But whatever. Hold on one second. Yeah, I know. And you know what's funny? When you watch the news, Ben, back to this point, you watch the news and all you see them trying to show some type of they want to get into this emotional thing. They're trying to get people emotionally, and that's why they keep showing Mexicans getting arrested and being this, and they try to show these sad stories of why this is going on and that's going on. But see, the difference with me is that I go find the real story. They don't show you when the Russians go get arrested and they're deported. They don't show you when the Venezuelans get in there, the Africans. They don't show you when the Russians and the Saudi Arabians and all these other races that represent 150 plus countries. They don't show you none of them on the news. They only keep showing you the Mexicans. They don't show no other ones. They just show the Mexicans. But it is what it is. Yo, that's corny, bro. How you gonna go do it before me? Huh? How you gonna do it? What's up with that, Dover dog? How you gonna go do it before me? Yeah, and my thing is this, Jay, is that okay? Let's say they grab somebody that's been here that long, right? And they look at his history and they say, been here for 30 years, been paying taxes, been doing this and stuff like that. My personal opinion, create a pathway for them to become citizens as long as they're not over here committing crime. Like if they never committed crimes over here and they didn't do no crazy stuff and they got caught up in that situation, give them a pathway to citizen and keep them over here. But you still got to collect them up so you know who is who. That's where I'm at with it. Do I think they should automatically be deported? I don't know. But at least get to know who they are. If they've been here for 30 years and they haven't been committing crime and causing havoc, and you see that they contribute to the system and they, for the most part, give them a pathway to citizenship. I'm good with that. But I still think they need to go back and redo that process over and then make them, that way you don't have to chase them down no more. Okay, we're done with that. They citizens now, let's move on to the real ones. But I get your point, Jay. Yeah, and here's the thing. I get your point, Jay. I get when you said it, I knew where you was going with it. And listen, I agree. Personally, I agree that my point is I want to know who is who. So if y'all grab them up and y'all know they're here and they undocumented, whatever case may be, and then you start to go through the process of getting to know, okay, this is not somebody we want deported. We need this type of people here. Then you give them a fast pathway up, like what I would say, expedited pathway to citizenship. That way you can get them out of the situation. That way you can go on to better and better, better things. But that way they come out and like top to bottom said, that way they don't have to be hiding. They can live their life in America and take advantage of America and don't feel like I got to be hiding from immigration no more. So my thing is this, is that, yeah, get them, detain them, get to know who they, find out who they are, vet them. And if they vet you, once you vet them, you find out, give them a quick, a fast track to citizenship, and that way you get done with that. We don't want the good people to leave. We want them to stay. And I agree. Donald, let me explain something to you, bro. You don't know enough black people to even say that. You don't know enough black people to even say that. You act like you know black people because you play basketball and you think you down with the blacks. You don't know enough black people to say that. Because I don't hate Trump. I don't think he's a racist. So what are you talking about? And none of my team thinks they're racist, and they're all black. All my team members are black. So, and I can show you multi people that don't think you're racist. And the ones that did, when I gave them the homework, guess what? They didn't think he was racist neither. Oh man. And exactly, you know what, Jay? And then listen, that's where I'm at. I do not like it when I see people take advantage of the system. And what I'm telling you is that growing up where I grow at, I've seen a lot of people scamming the system. And I'm working. They scamming, I'm working. They scamming, I'm working. So I'm not for that. I'm not. I love my country. I love the people in this country, born and raised in this country. I feel as though you should benefit from the country. I don't feel like nobody coming from other countries and should be getting these type of benefits, these type of handouts or whatever. Exactly. I am. Yeah, they do. I agree. They need to, Gavin Newsom, yeah. They need to get rid of that scum. I feel sorry for LA. I'm be honest with you. I really do. Yes, they did. And honestly speaking, they still do. So here's my point. So I guess 50 Cent don't like Trump. Ice Cube don't like Trump. Meanwhile, they all talk about him, and a lot of them still do. They still bang with him. The only ones that don't like Trump is the ones that listen to these so-called white liberals who are the racist ones of America. Okay. I seen the little clip you sent about Stephen Miller. I didn't vote for Stephen Miller. I voted for Trump. And I don't care. And my thing is this: you voted for Joe Biden, and he the biggest racist of them all. And I honestly, I don't have a problem with nobody saying what Stephen Miller said. I really don't. You sent me a little clip, but I got to go find the whole story behind it. I don't look for a clip. I might put a clip out after I went and found the whole story. That way I know what I'm talking about. But that little clip that you sent, whatever. It's still there, though. But again, say what you want to say. America look a whole lot better today than it did when Biden was in office with that auto pen. Let me ask you a question, Donald. Since you white, why you care? They on your team. He's white, you white. They on your team. Why you care? I know y'all always try to act like y'all care about black people, but all y'all the ones keep talking about y'all want people in the field. Y'all about as racist as they come. I don't really care too much about what somebody say as much as I watch what they do. Simple as that. They say Trump was a racist, but he the one trying to make it hard to kill black babies. They say Trump is a racist, but he the one that got Nelson Mandela over here. He the one that did all this stuff for black people. Donated to Jesse Jackson's campaign more money than the average person ever did at that moment. But yeah, he's saying Trump is a racist. Loaning all these black people money for their businesses and all the things they were doing, but Trump is the racist. My thing is this, what are you doing? What are you doing? You love black people so much, what are you doing to help them? Stop talking about Trump and stop talking about everybody else. What are you doing to help them? If you think they need your help, because y'all think black people need y'all help so much, what are you doing to help them? What are you doing to help them? If you think the black people need y'all so much, white people, like Donald, who think black people need this stuff, what are you doing to help? Since you care so much about black people, where's all your programs that benefit black people? Why are you not taking all your money and going to the black community and handing it all out to all the black people you love so much? Why are you on this black person's YouTube page talking the crap that you talking? I ain't seen no money come through my Cash App through you. So if you care so much about black people, why you not financing my YouTube page? Why you not on black? Why you ain't buying no Nova Dogs jerseys? Why you ain't buying no money from top to bottom hair and skincare? So stop talking about you act like you care about black people because you don't. You don't support nothing black people do. You just acting. Because if you care, you'll be out there spending money with black people. Top to bottom hair and skincare. You care so much about black people, go spend $1,000 right there. You care so much about black people, go spend $1,000 at Dover Dogs. If you care so much about black people, Donald, since you got all so much to say, go spend some money with some black businesses. It's 2 of them on this channel. Go spend some money with them. Go do it. Stop. Put the money where your mouth is. Exactly. He's all talk. You got 2 people on here that's doing something that's black people. Dover Dogs right now he's taking donations. Go donate money to this dog. Stop running your mouth and go donate. Go buy some of that product from top to bottom hair and skin. Otherwise, what you're saying has no weight. And there's another person who's black that don't see Trump as a racist. And he don't even vote. Again, you just got a whole lot to say, but you ain't really saying nothing. Exactly. He all talk. That's what he is. He's all talk. He's all talk. And for those that's on this live, my brother Jay gonna be on at 2:30. He's gonna do a reaction video. So make sure y'all, for those that are on this live, other than hitting the like button, make sure y'all check him out at 2:30. He's gonna be doing his reaction videos, and they're really, really good. So check out him at 2:30. Yeah, giving out a slice of pizza a month. And then wait a minute, he take the slice of pizza and slice it up into little smaller pieces of pizza and hand them out to people and act like he did something. And act like he did something. Yes, and get them candles too. Donald, go to top to bottom of hair and skincare. I want you to buy all their candles. I want you to buy up all of their product, and then you can come back on my live and say what you say. When they tell me that, yo, Donald came in and he bought up a whole lot of stuff, and when Dover Dogs came in and said, man, Donald came in and bought up a whole lot of stuff, then we can talk. Otherwise, you're welcome to the channel. All right, well, you good. You got money. I'm asking you to go help. Go. Since you see black people's needs so much, go help. Go spend some money. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go buy a whole bunch of stuff in Dover Dogs, right? And I want you to go buy a whole bunch of stuff from top to bottom hair and skin care. Have it all delivered wherever you're going to go out. And then you can hand it out to the people that are homeless and they have some body wash, the things to groom themselves and stuff like that. That's a great idea. Yes, that's a great idea. This is what I think you should do. See, and that will help. That would support their business, and it'll also give other people some washcloth. I mean, some bonnets. It'll give them some body wash. They'll get all type. Then they can groom themselves very, very well. Their skin will look good and all that stuff. And then when they go in that job, go look for that job, hey, they're gonna smell good. They're gonna look good, and they're gonna get hired, and you will be helping. Yeah, we only know what he looked like. We really don't know his name. And look what Jay said. It's a tax write-off. Anti-Trump, you're probably right. Yeah, we know. We already know that, Jay. You're probably more right than we are. This ain't about Jay. Donate nothing. This is about you. You the one always trying to act like we need you, Donald. Don't spend this on Jay. Don't spend this on nobody else. We want you. And we don't have to know your name. We just, when we see that large order, we're going to know it's you. And we're going to say, oh, okay, he put his money where his mouth is. That's it. That's it. Exactly. Jay already supported. And here's the thing. Hold up. And of course, I'm going to get more. But I want to show y'all something. I'm going to show you something, Donna. Look at that. What does that say? Look at that. What does that say? What does that say? See that right there? And you at my channel all the time. When you know what I'm saying? And I'm in here sweating. Exactly. Everybody else support. See my point? That's how petty you are. That's how petty you are. That's how petty you are. And you know what? You could, and they probably get a lot of support. He probably would get a lot of support. Not from your people, because they don't, they just all talk and no money. No, they don't really support nothing. They just all talk. There you go. That's my point. It's easy for that. That's why I said this is what they pay him to do, so he has to do his job. They pay him to go to channels like mine, and somebody called him out on it. Another one of the people that was on my channel called him out and said, "Yeah, I seen him on other people's channel doing the same stuff." So we already know what he about. Exactly. And he'd be lying. And then y'all could just sue him for slander because y'all have nothing to do with that. Your politicals, he don't even know if y'all voted for Trump or not. How would he even assume that? He just assumed because y'all on my channel that y'all support Trump. That's an assumption. Never once of y'all on my channel said that y'all voted for Trump or voted for this person or voted for anybody at all. So I don't even know what he's talking about. He's making assumptions like always. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He did. He supported it. He's not. He definitely not. Exactly. Yeah, I know what y'all do. That's what y'all do. But again, you're making an assumption. There's people on my channel that don't even vote. You just come in talking your stuff. And I don't care if it's 2 viewers, it ain't gonna stop me. I don't care if it's 3 viewers. I don't care if it's no viewers. I still do videos and I'm still gonna go. It's not gonna stop me. So you think you think I get discouraged by somebody because there's 1 or 2 people watching my channel? It don't discourage me. I'm still gonna keep going. And I encourage everybody that follows me to keep going. And it ain't gonna stop me, and it ain't gonna stop them either. So you saying that I got 10 people watching, you don't know how YouTube works. That tells me you don't even know how YouTube works. Because there's a lot of times I'm watching people's videos and I'm on it and my team is on it and it still says 1 person's watching. So there's a lot of time people watching your channel and you don't realize there's more people on there because the YouTube ain't showing it. Nothing you can do about that. You just got to keep going. It might not look like it, but you got to keep going. So for those that see it, just because you see numbers, them numbers going to change. It's not going to be accurate. I know that for a fact because I watch. So you can have 1 person on there and it could be 10 people there. So I'm one of those people that ain't going to quit. When someone give me hate, that just motivate. When I get hate, that's motivate for me. I'm gonna show you more than I can tell you. So I'm not going to quit. Somebody else might, but not here. And I encourage people that follow my channel. They got other YouTube channels that's trying to grow their channel. I encourage them to keep going. Don't stop. Never stop. I mean, unless you put that much effort, time in, and maybe what you're doing might not be working. You might have to change up something. But one thing I tell people at the end of the day, do not quit. That's one thing you don't do. Maybe you might have to change a few things. You might have to adjust how you're doing stuff. But the one thing you don't do is you don't quit. Because what happens is a lot of times you quit before you get the actual end benefit from it. That's it. That's right. And Out the Pit said it best. You dig deeper and you keep going. I don't want to be Joe. I want Joe Rogan to stay. I appreciate it. Because Joe Rogan has a large following, but I don't want to be the next Joe Rogan. I just want to be me. And that's it. I want to be the best me I could possibly be right here on YouTube. And that's it. And that's it. And anybody that supports my channel, if they got channels, I support their channel. Right. You're right, Jay. Once you hit that, ain't no turning back. Yeah, I hope. And that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way we're supposed to be. We can go back and forth politically wise and say how much we don't like this person, that person. But honestly speaking, that's the way it's supposed to be. That's why you can't leave us. That's why you keep coming back down, because you know I got one of the best YouTube channels you ever seen in your life. You know it. Because you want to leave, but you keep coming back. Because you like Ron's opinion don't matter. This is the best channel on YouTube that you ever seen in your life. That's why you keep coming back. You be like, I hate that dude, but I like that dude. I gotta go back to his channel because I like that dude. But I hate that dude. He get on my nerves. I hate him, but I like that guy. I gotta go back and watch his channel again. Can't get away from it. You know what I mean? Yeah, you do. Can't get away from this. You know he can't get away from this. Soon as he's we gotta get Donald you're gonna have to cash at me $30 because I'm gonna have to make you pay for it because you harass me on my channel all the time. So you cash at me $30 and your address. I'm gonna send you a Ron's opinion. Don't matter. Make sure you put the size in there too. I'm gonna send you a shirt. Ron's opinion don't matter shirt. Cash at me $30. You ain't gotta put your name in there. Just cash at me $30 on your address, and I'll send you a shirt. Make sure you put the size in there. That way, people gonna know I don't like them, but I support it. Matter of fact, I do you one better, Donald. I do you one better. Go to Dover Dogs, right? And donate $50. Go to Dover Dogs and donate $50. And then just let me know where you want us to send the shirt. And we'll send you the shirt. You ain't gotta give me nothing. Go to Dover Dogs, donate $50, and we'll make sure we get an address to where to send it, and we'll send it. It ain't got to be your real address. We'll send it to you. Just go donate. It don't have no face on there. See? There's no face. It's just my YouTube channel. Oh, he want that. Oh, he out the pitch said he want that black card. Well, he in the right place. There you go, Donald. You can get an exclusive Jay. Listen, when I'm gonna tell you something, honestly, Donald, Jay makes some wonderful candles. So if you go donate a dot, he'll send you a candle. And believe me, them candles are worth it. I got plenty of them. And I've had plenty of candles. And the people that got the candles that I had done by Jay, they love them. I've gotten response from them. They was like, man, I love the candle. I mean, and believe me when I tell you, he makes wonderful candles. So it is worth it. You donate $1,000 to Dover Dogs, he's gonna send you a candle. You donate $50, I send you a shirt. You just gotta let them know. You just gotta let us know where to send it. And we'll send you a shirt, an exclusive. Or he'll send you a shirt, a Dover Dog shirt. They ain't got nobody face on it, just like mine don't. There you go. Look at that. There ain't no face on it. It's just saying you support the Dover Dogs basketball team. Real talk. But with that said, like I always say on my channel, y'all, appreciate every single one of y'all. Donald, Jay, top to bottom, out the pit, Dover Dogs, all of y'all. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully I didn't miss any single person at all. And like I said, Jay's going to be on at 2:30. So for those that are on this live, please check out Jay's. He's going to be live at 2:30 doing his reaction videos, which are wonderful and they're hilarious. And I get to go in there and I get to say crazy stuff. And y'all can't see my face like Donald, but y'all know who I am. But it's fun. That's it. Or you can just go on the website, Dover Dog website, and buy your own shirt. And ain't nobody even got to know. That's it. You go on this website and buy his own shirt. So again, support the team. You already part of the Dawn Coat anyway. You might as well support. But anyway, like I said, like I always say, if you outside anything and everything we say, having a relationship with God is by far more important than anything we can talk about. And although we have our different views, we have our different opinions, we got to also in that be able to laugh and joke. I mean, it's one thing to be able to say stuff and make fun of each other and our stance on stuff like that. It's another thing to be able to laugh and joke and appreciate everything that we do. And that's what we're here for. Enjoy it, to laugh about it, to make fun of it, make our viewpoints, rather we agree with them or not agree with them. But at the end of the day, another thing is to help each other in any way we possibly can to grow and flourish, rather it's in your business or rather it's in anything else. But and that's why I say, but all of that doesn't have a foundation if you don't have a relationship with God. So that's why I always say the biggest and the best thing that I ever did in my life was to give my life to Christ. That's it. And everything else just worked on top of that. That is by far the most important thing to me, is that I have a relationship with God. And then that's an extension of what I believe personally will better your life if you're going through something, dealing with something, whatever the case may be. That's what works for me. YouTube is fun. Everything that we're doing is fun and it's hilarious. But the thing that works for me the most, 100%, is my relationship with God. And when I tell y'all, that matters more to me than anything else, and that's it. But the other flip side of it is, like I said, Jay's getting ready to be on in about 2:30, so please check Jay out. Out the Pit. When I say he did a podcast, Out the Pit podcast, please go in there and check out the videos with Jay. Me and him did do an interview, and I know at some point it's going to come out, but Jay's interview with him is already there, and I encourage y'all to go watch that video, watch it in its entirety. It's going to send you on an emotional roller coaster, because you never know when somebody. Jay don't look like what he been through. That's the way I can say it. Like, I don't know all, but he doesn't look like what he been through, man. And in my opinion, he's a walking miracle. That's that's the best way I can say he's a walking miracle. And the fact that he survived all that he survived, and he's here in this moment, being able to go on YouTube and enjoy and have such, such a great outlook on life after being through all of that, man, it's amazing. So I encourage y'all to please go watch that video. And eventually y'all gonna see my story on Out the Piss podcast. We did do an interview yesterday, and I know he has to crunch the numbers, and he'll let y'all know when he's going to premiere the interview that I did. But before y'all get to whatever I did with him, Jay's already there. So for those that want to know Jay's story, when I tell y'all, go watch it. But I'm telling you, go watch it. I kept watching bits and pieces because I never got a chance to actually watch it. Finally, I got a moment where there was nothing going on. I said, now I can sit down and watch it. And man, I was just like, wow. Real talk. I was just like, wow. I mean, and like I said, he don't look like what he been through. And that's, to me, in my opinion, that's what God does. That's how awesome God is. I've seen people that had situation and they talk about it, and I'll be looking back like, wow, you would never believe that person been through that. And yes, and yes, and my thing is this: is that his wife and their relationship, and I know that she probably had all herself. And look at what they have, and look at what they built together. That is a miracle, and that is an indication that God is awesome. Regardless of how we may feel about it, God is awesome. I mean, and believe me when I tell you, they are walking testimony. And I guarantee you that his wife is his strength. And I see how Jay act when somebody walked up there with that mask on. He was like, "Take that mask off." That response to that guy walking up with that mask was an indication of how much they love each other and how much he will protect his wife and put his life on the line, make sure she's good. Because one thing that's very expensive is security. and like she said, she said a beautiful wife, and I think he probably, in my opinion, I think they're a beautiful couple, and I think they're going far in life. And in the short time that we've gotten to know them. And I remember a little while ago, and I'm not saying it's because of me, but I'm saying I remember a little while ago, I said I'll be amazed when I see y'all stuff in a store. Like I walk into a Walmart or something and see their product in the store. And then one day you see they're in that one of the local stores, allowed them to put their business. That's an indication that God knows and God is with them, and he's going to grow them to the point where, and it's the same thing with everybody else on my live. I pray that the miracle of God just accelerates in your life. You know what I mean? All of us. All of us. And with that said, I'm going to get up out of here. And everyone, please have a blessed, wonderful day. Stay safe out there. Please, please, please stay safe out there. Enjoy life. Love hard. I mean, keep it, keep your relationship with God solid. Love hard. Care about people. Let the riffraff and all of the stupid stuff and the negative things that come in this world, don't let them affect you. The love of God is with you at all times and at all moments. And outside of that, I'm getting ready to get up out of here. Y'all all have a blessed, wonderful day. I'm out of here. Peace.